Type Podcast Studios.
Hello and welcome to the first episode of the Kalmcast podcast. This is episode 1. I am your host, Lisa Graham, also known as Lisa KalmKoach. I'm a qualified counsellor, psychotherapist and holistic practitioner. The purpose of episode 1 is for me to tell you about the Kalmcast podcast, its purpose, who I would like to invite on as a guest. I'm then going to give you a bit of an essence of a little bit about me as a therapist, who I work with and who I help. And then we'll be ending this episode 1 on a lovely soothing meditation for you to drift in to 2026. So let's get to it. The Kalmcast podcast, what does it mean? What is it about? And who is welcome as a guest onto the show? So the idea behind the Kalmcast podcast was to be a brought to life wellbeing directory. It is a chance for professionals, counsellors, psychotherapists, other wellbeing practitioners to come on the show and really highlight the great work that they do in and out of their own communities. It's for therapists to come on and really connect with a wider audience, for them to showcase how they help people, the difference they make to people's lives, and how the viewer listening can make contact with them. The idea behind the Kalmcast podcast come about as, many counsellors and therapists listening to this today will be aware and possibly members of other directories, which are all good and well. You can read about them. You can find out a little bit about the counsellor you'd like to work with. You can see some images. Maybe you might get the opportunity to listen to an intro video of the professional helper that you're looking to work with. However, this Kalmcast podcast really is bringing the whole helper to life. It's an opportunity for the professional helper to be seen, heard. The viewers will be able to connect with you, intuitively listen to if this person could help me. And that really is the essence and the purpose of the Kalmcast podcast. It is for you to come on and showcase the great work that you do, how you help people, who you help, and how they can begin to work with you. And so who would I like to come on to the Kalmcast podcast as a guest? Well, the great news is I've already got lined up some amazing therapists that are due to come into the room at Hype Studios and be part of this collaboration and open conversation about the work that they do and how they help people in and out of the community. There is also other opportunities for other therapists listening today for you to come on and really connect with a wider audience. The great thing is about the Kalmcast podcast is the attraction of different therapists coming onto the show with different life experiences and helping clients in different ways. Someone said to me, actually, why would you want to have a podcast that brings other therapists and counsellors onto a show when that's the role that you do? And my response to that was, it's a big world and lots of people need help, and lots of viewers and listeners really do connect to different people with different life experiences and different skills. I'm a therapist that is really, massive on collaboration, and if I personally don't feel that I'm the right match or the client is a right match for me, I'm more than happy to signpost to other professionals, because the client is at the heart of the work that I do. And that really is the essence of the Kalmcast podcast. It is about collaboration. It is about identifying that there's different people out there who are listening who need different types of help from different types of people. And, the great news is that when I'm on the podcast with somebody, there will be viewers listening who feel really drawn and inclined to work with me. Yet equally, they can feel really drawn and inclined to work with you. So the Kalmcast podcast is a wellbeing directory brought to life. So whether you're a counsellor, psychotherapist, hypnotherapist, holistic therapist, this is your opportunity to come on the show and really highlight the great work that you do and the difference you make to people's lives. I would absolutely love you to be part of this journey. So it's worth a conversation. All the information about coming on the Kalmcast podcast is below. Let's have a conversation, let's connect, and let's see if this is the right opportunity for you. And by the way, I don't see how this wouldn't be. One thing I have identified actually about having a conversation with other professionals and other therapists about coming on a podcast and highlighting and talking about themselves and the work that they do. There's this thing that exists, not just for therapists, but for lots of people in the world. It's that imposter syndrome. Am I good enough? Am I good enough to be on camera? I know I help people, but is it worth shouting from the rooftops about? Well, the truth is it is, yeah. And just like in lots of other professions, as a therapist, you might have an expertise, you might be really skilled in one area or one modality. But the great thing is that we don't always have to be an expert in everything. And it's absolutely okay as a therapist, as a counsellor, to show that vulnerability as well. So whether it's imposter syndrome holding you back from coming into the studio and really shouting from the rooftops about the great work that you do, my advice to you would be just face the fear and do it anyway. Let's connect. Let's work together. This is a great opportunity. Come and be part of the Kalmcast podcast to help you to connect to your ideal client. So today, I am the host of the Kalmcast podcast, and interestingly, I am my own guest on the Kalmcast podcast. And I thought it was only right that I went into episode 1 with it being a little bit about who am I as a therapist, how I work, and who do I help. That was the intention for this episode 1. And I think that will be quite helpful as well in terms of other therapists coming on the show and seeing how sharing a bit of your own story really helps you to connect to your ideal client. So a little bit about who am I. So as mentioned, my name is Lisa Graham and my business is called Lisa KalmKoach. I'll explain a little bit about that in a moment. But I was thinking about this prior to recording today, and I was thinking about it. So, I was always one of those teenagers and adults who always used to say, I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. So as a teenager, I never knew what I wanted to be when I grew up. And as an adult in my 20s, I still didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up. And even actually in my early 30s, I still didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up. And I used to often say, as part of my story, that I actually fell into working in mental health. I used to always kind of use that expression. Oh, it was never planned. I never planned to be a counsellor. I just kind of fell into the work, as a professional helper. But actually, looking back on the journey to where I am to date, I didn't actually fall into anything. It was always part of the plan. It was always mapped. I was always meant to do the job that I do today. I was meant to be sat in this seat today. And I was meant to be connecting to whoever was listening to help them. So a little bit about me. So I always kind of did a job that was kind of related to a well-being role. So for an example, in my 20s, I went into health and fitness, trained as a fitness instructor, exercise to music instructor. And then it was kind of like, oh no, that's not for me. I'll go into nutrition. I did a nutrition course. And then it was kind of like, oh, I don't know if this is quite for me. So I will hand on heart tell you that in my long career, I have done and sampled many different jobs in many different sectors with many different cultures. And I used to kind of feel quite bad about that, really. I used to always feel like, oh, why do I not just know? I'm so envious of people who really just know. But now I've got this deep acceptance of, I was meant to sample, I was meant to try, because of part of the journey, I was meant to find out not just what was for me, but equally what wasn't for me. So bringing it back to mental health. So I initially was a mental health coach for a global healthcare company. And in that role, I worked with hundreds and hundreds of clients from lots of different sectors in a coaching role. Usually they was off sick from work. They was, really anxious, burnout, depression, low mood, and my role at that time was part of the recovery to get them back to work and sustain their employment. That led me on to kind of thinking, do you know what? I'm kind of doing a lot of listening. I am kind of in this helping capacity. Maybe I should train to be a counsellor. I did my level 2. I was kind of like, oh, I'm kind of doing a lot of this anyway. This makes so much sense. And then the rest was history then. I did all the qualifications needed to become a qualified counsellor. Now holding membership with the NCPS, which is the National Counselling and Psychotherapy Society. So I'm a counsellor in private practice, and I also do some EAP work as well. I think initially when you go into private practice, that means that you're self-employed and you're not employed by somebody else in a counsellor role. When you initially go into private practice, you don't always know as a newly qualified counsellor who you're specifically helping. So you go in with the aim of wanting to help anyone and everyone with lots of different issues. And I'd say the main issues I've helped clients with has been anxiety, confidence, self-esteem, identity comes up quite a lot as well. And it's only recently now, after some time in private practice and a confidence and a secureness in the work that I do, I'm gonna drop the bombshell on the niche. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna drop the bombshell on the niche, because for counsellors and therapists out there listening, they will know that there seems to be this pressure of, if you say you help anyone and everyone, you're not really attracting anybody, and I really kind of get that. So I've reflected really hard and deeply on who is it that I help, who are my clients, and I'd kind of say that I now know who they are after lots of time working with lots of different clients on different issues. So I'm going to make a bold move and say the people that I help are women. I work with women, and the emotional issues I seem to attract in the people that I work with and help. The emotions that always come into the therapy room are emotions of guilt and the emotion of shame. That then brings lots of different things and lots of different emotions into the room as well, whether it's a low self-esteem, whether it's anxiety, whether it's a who am I, a lack of identity. So after a long time reflecting and, really thinking about that, it's that's my honest reflection. Those really are my clients. I work with women. The emotions are guilt. The emotion is shame. They are different. They have connections. But they seem to be the most prominent issues that come to the therapy room. They seem to be the women that I attract, who navigate to me, who intuitively think I'd like to work with this therapist. Women are my clients. It's confirmed. Most people who know the work I do as well, I am massive about, we hold and store our emotions in our body, and that really led me on an additional journey to not just being a counsellor but also a holistic therapist. I really love, with the client's consent, to blend work and work holistically. So it would be quite typical that I would work with a female client and we would talk. And it's often quite natural, it would then move to a more holistic approach, working with those emotions in the body, whether that be through massage, meditation, or another modality. So I think it can be really helpful, transforming, to really blend different modalities together and use a kind of a whole person approach. That is the way that I work. It's blended, it's whole. Absolutely talking through your emotions, feeling heard, your emotions feeling validated, really important. For some clients then it's moving on to a goal that's empowering, that comes from them. But it isn't unheard of for the therapy to move more to a full body approach. The work to be blended, because you are a whole person. And that is how I'd like to work. As a holistic counsellor, a typical client's journey would be, for example, we'd have some talking sessions, sat together in a safe place. I'd say very often it leads then to that holistic approach and taking it to the body. I would say my signature offer, which is the Calm package, is the perfect therapy ending, if you like, or part of the therapy journey. The Calm package is a whole body approach. It includes massage, and the great thing is that because we've had this journey together, I'm then able to do a bespoke and personalised meditation at the end, from kind of getting to know you and learning about the emotions you'd like to release and how you'd like to feel. Part of that journey is making it bespoke and about you. So I thought it's only right, as part of this podcast today, that I invite you, the listener, into a personalised meditation, to have a sample, to see, feel, hear the experience of what a session together could look like, could sound like. Often, I don't always work with clients talking first of all. We might start our work holistically first. And if that's the case, this is what this journey would look like. Before we start the holistic treatment, I would ask you two important questions. After all the formal stuff about allergies and health conditions and that full consultation, the two questions I would ask is, how are you feeling? Where do you feel those feelings? And how would you like to feel after our session ends? That usually evokes a bit of a conversation, a dialogue, a sharing, which is equally in a safe space, just like it would be in the therapy room. So that's what I'm going to invite you into today, the listener, the viewer, into a meditation. And the great news is that you can personalise it from your part, from your lens. The meditation I'm going to share with you, just to be mindful, that you don't listen to this meditation whilst you're driving. Don't listen to this meditation while you're operating any heavy machinery. Please keep yourself safe in listening to this meditation. Ideally, you want to be sat down or lay down in a safe space. So I'd like you to take a moment to think about, how are you feeling? What emotions are you feeling, and where do you feel those feelings in the body? Maybe it's anxious, maybe it's worried, maybe your shoulders are high and tense, maybe your stomach's in knots. Just take a gentle moment to think about, exactly in this moment, how you are feeling. And now I'd like to invite you into a process, into a calming, relaxing process, which is mindful and present. So get yourself comfortable. You might want to close your eyes, whether you're sat or lay down. Hopefully there's no distractions. and let's begin. So with your eyes closed, I'd like to invite you to think about a colour, any colour you choose. It can be your favourite colour, it can be green like the grass, it can be yellow like the sun. Visualise and feel this colour flowing all the way around your mind, all the way around your crown chakra. And as your colour flows, your thoughts become slower. You may even begin to notice a gentle pause between your thoughts. Let your colour flow in a circular motion all the way around your mind, all the way around your crown chakra, the top of your head. When you feel ready to now, visualise your healing colour flow into your third eye, which is that centre just between your eyes. Here is your whole epicentre of your vision, your guidance system, your ability to see things clearly, your centre of clarity. Allow your healing colour now to flow and soothe all the way around your third eye. As your body and mind continue to completely relax, allow your healing colour now to drift on down into your throat area, where your throat chakra lies. Here is your full epicentre of self-expression, communication, communicating your needs, communicating your boundaries. Self-compassion. If this throat feels heavy or tight, allow your healing colour to flow and sway all the way around your throat chakra. And then when you feel ready to, you gently allow this colour to drift down into your heart, your centre of love, compassion, forgiveness. Allow your healing colour to fill your heart space. Feel its warmth. Allow your healing colour to flow and sway in a circular motion all the way around your heart. Allow your heart to feel open to receiving love and giving love. You gently allow now your healing colour to drift on down into your solar plexus, which is your energy centre just underneath your ribcage. This is your centre of power, of doing, of confidence. Allow your colour to flow and sway in a circular motion all the way around your solar plexus, removing any stagnation any heaviness, any doubts. You allow your healing colour now to drift on down into your stomach area where your sacral lies, your whole epicentre of your emotional well-being, your centre of pleasure, feeling joy, creativity. Allow your healing colour to swirl in a circular motion all the way around your sacral. You allow your stomach to soften, to feel lighter, to feel less tense. Any of those feelings or emotions you identified at the beginning with how are you feeling? Focus on them here now in your stomach and allow your stomach area to completely soften and feel lighter. Now, last but definitely not least, the first chakra. You allow your colour now to drift on down right into your root. Your root chakra is at the base of your torso, and here is where you ground. Here is where you feel connected to the earth, connected to the ground. Feel your stillness. You feel a pause. You allow yourself to pull your busy mind right down into your root chakra and have that stillness. And now your healing colour has worked all the way down from your crown to your roots. You allow this colour now to drift on down each leg. This colour flows down each leg, taking with it any of those feelings or emotions that you initially said you wanted to release, to let go of. You allow this colour to expel from your feet. And here you are. After listening to this meditation, you leave feeling calmer, connected. Your shoulders are lower. Your stomach is softer. Your thoughts are running at a slower pace. You feel renewed and refreshed. Ready to take on the next moment. And that brings our chakra meditation to an end. That was free flow. That is a small sample, an insight into part of our connection together. I hope you feel relaxed and ultimately calm.
Let the KalmKoach give you the calm space. Journey at your own pace. I've got you.
Hype Podcast Studios.